With us on that topic. We now move on though, and the remains of 32 people have been found at a property in Irapuato, central Mexico. This according to the Guanajuato State Attorney's General Office. Authorities started a search on July the 30th as part of a strategic investigation involving intelligence analysis and coordination between multiple departments. This coming from the office, who made a statement. The search concluded on August the 2nd. 15 of the victims have been identified, while efforts continue to identify the remaining individuals, clarify the circumstances surrounding the discovery and prosecute those responsible. Guanajuato has long been one of Mexico's most violent regions, where criminal groups fight over control of the drugs trade and commit other crimes. Well, a shocking revelation coming out of central Mexico, extremely disturbing. But joining us to provide some more context on this situation is my colleague Asuma Kotoka, anchor and correspondent live from the NewsX World newsroom. Asuma, what more do you have for us?
Yes, like you've mentioned, Joshua, there are 32 victims whose bodies have been found while police in the location were searching for missing people. This location is particularly known for its highest rates of homicide inside of Mexico. This city called Guanajuato is 320 kilometers away from Mexico City, which is the capital of Mexico, and it accounts for every year's 10% of homicide across Mexico. And this particular incident is shocking, of course, as 32 people's bodies were found in a plastic bag, and the search for the identification for these people have been going on since 30th of July. However, only 15 people have been positively identified so far. It is because the bodies were apparently in very dismembered and fragmented state. That is why it is taking these officials to take time to identify these bodies. And something to note down that earlier, 1 month ago, just in June, so 2 months ago, just in June, there was another case of missing people, and 16 people were killed in a party in this state. And also before that, there were 17 people that were found again in an abandoned house, just like this one. 32 people found again in an abandoned house in the same region. And something that this area is known for are two most powerful gangs in Latin America region, one of them called Santa Rosa de Lima gang and another called Jalisco New Generation Cartel. So these two are said to be involved. However, there's no confirmation, but it's just said that they too could be the reason for these kind of homicides happening in this region.
Asuma, thank you ever so much for that insight. Of course, any further updates as investigations continue after that